A middle-aged man suffered tremendous pain throughout his body, but primarily in his back. He was unable to walk, let alone sit or sleep. His chiropractor could no longer help, so they scheduled a visit with a physician. The doctor walked into the examination room with the news. "I have good news and bad news." The man and his wife glanced at each other. Then he asked, "What's the bad news?" The doctor replied, "You have MS or multiple sclerosis of the spine, which is causing all of your pain. So what's the good news? You also have cancer, and it's spreading like a wildfire, so you won't be suffering from the MS very long. The cancer will probably kill you within 6 months." All of the oxygen left the room. The couple was shocked. It took them about a week to make the decision to visit the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, for real advice and from the experts. They were still pissed at the insensitivity of that doctor. At Mayo Clinic, staff told them to come back in the morning to meet with the doctor. That would give him time to go over all of his test results. That night, the man couldn't sleep. He was dying, and it was a slow, agonizing death. Morning arrived, and they walked the short distance to the facility. His pain had been minimized during morning hours, so he didn't think anything of it when his wife asked, "Did you put your TENS unit on by yourself?" Normally, she helped him, but that morning both of them were deep in thought and forgot to tape it to his back. He replied that he wasn't in pain and that they could put it on after the meeting. A nurse asked them to wait for the doctor in the examination room. The minutes clicked by and no doctor. That made them even more nervous. Then the door opened. What followed was a procession of doctors. The room quickly filled up. They were now in tears. This was bad. Real bad. Their doctors said, "I suppose you're wondering why all of these people are here with me?" They nodded. He put the man's x-rays on the light box and turned it on. It was covered with notations and other scribbles. The doctor continued, "Do you see all of these notes?" Again they nodded. "These are measurements. Every bone in your body is perfectly symmetrical. Not even a newborn baby has a symmetrical structure like yours. And do you see all of these gray spots? They are cavities where the cancer was. It is no longer there. In fact, you are completely clear of cancer. So, we're all here right now to hear your explanation of what happened last night. What happened between yesterday's tests and this morning's? Because we don't have an explanation for any of this." That's when all eyes turned to the patient. Even his wife was staring at him. "Well," his doctor repeated, "I guess God healed me." "What do you mean God healed you? It's not like you guys haven't been praying for God to heal you long before you arrived at our clinic," the doctor stated. "So what happened last night? We all want to know." The man shared the following account. "It was late, and my wife was in bed. I was watching television and just flipping channels. I didn't know what else to do. You're right, our prayers up to this point hadn't been answered. I was losing hope. That's when a Christian televangelist appeared on the screen. He was saying that God just told him there is a man watching right now who's away from home seeking help. He was told that he had multiple sclerosis and that he need not worry, as the cancer would kill him first. The minister added that God was telling him that if that man would have enough faith and say this prayer with him, that God would heal him. I had nothing to lose, so I said the prayer as instructed, yet was still in pain. I went to bed and awoke this morning. I already forgot about the prayer and was only thinking about your test results, so this is news to me too. Great and amazing news." Everyone just looked at him. Some of the experts didn't want to accept his answer, but they had no other explanation. His doctor replied, "Well, that's as good of a reason as any. Your miraculous healing will have us talking about it for a long time."